All right, guys, welcome back. Survival Living here. So I've got a solar build project here I've been working on. You know, guys, we try to cover as much information as we can as far as news and stuff like that. As preppers, we want to be prepared, but we also built this channel to actually teach, educate. And one of the things I want to say pride myself on, but I'm pretty good at, is building solar grids. Now, this project here was actually requested by one of my coworkers, a friend of mine. He likes to go and take his Jeep out in the middle of nowhere and do some camping. But he really wants to add a little more to his camping experience, and having solar has been an idea of his for a while. So what we got, guys, we reached out to one of our affiliates there. This is OKMO. OKMO has a large selection of lithium ion batteries, the LiPo4 batteries. This is a 12.8 volt 100 amp hour, and the box down below is from Walmart. It's one of the old ones I've had laying around here. It's a tote. So what I've decided to do is go ahead and wire in a inverter, wiring, charge controller, the whole 9 yards for a miniature solar grid. And that way he has something that can be easily loaded up in the back of his vehicle. He can expand on it because it's large enough. You can add more batteries to it, and then you have a way of generating power in the middle of nowhere. We wanted to design this so it's a complete standalone system. That way it doesn't ever interact with his Jeep battery, okay? Because the last thing you want is to be out in the middle of nowhere and now your battery in your vehicle won't run because you were running a small refrigerator, camp refrigerator, or you're running lighting at night or something like that, and you killed your battery and now you're walking out. Yeah, that would suck. So what we have here is the OKMO. Like I said, guys, we're going to go ahead and take a look inside what I was working on here. So we've got the box top off. So I just want to quickly go over the setup here. Like I said, we are going to be putting the OKMO 12.8 volt 100 amp hour battery. This is a LiPo4 battery, guys. It's a lithium iron phosphate battery. So the lightweightness of it, which I love about these things. And like I discussed in the past, guys, we do all kind of different alternative power sources as far as solar generators, gasoline generators, the whole 9 yards, even our own solar grid. But this is something I want to discuss with you because it is more cost effective than buying a big old solar generator and stuff. Now, a lot of these parts I did have, okay, same with the wiring and everything else. First off, we got some lugs going on over here. This is our hot and our negative. Okay, this feeds everything from the inverter, and odds are I don't need this big of an inverter in this little box, okay, just to be honest, not for the applications that we have planned for. This is going to be something that's going to be built, completed, and it's going to go in my buddy's Jeep because he wants alternative power when he's out camping. You know, just drive out in the woods with a Jeep and have a way of running a small refrigerator, external lighting, stuff like that, charge up his phone, and he wants it independent from his charging system on his Jeep, which makes sense. You don't want to kill your battery in the middle of nowhere. So we got the inverter here, positive, negative leads. That's going to the battery itself. Everything ties into these lugs. Charge controller. This is a 400 watt charge controller. In other words, I can add up to 400 watts of panels to this, and it will charge up the battery at 400 watts. We got some independent lugs set up over here, some buses, negative and positive over here. We can actually build onto all of this. This is just so I can hook up directly to our DC spot on the charge controller. You got solar, battery, and DC lighting and appliances. And we also have a nice little light that snaps up in here for the battery itself. So let's go ahead and install this, and we'll go over everything. All right, so like I said, we got the battery set up here. This is the OKMO 100 amp hour LiPo4 battery. Like I said, that inverter is probably an overkill, but let's turn on some interior lights here. I love these DC lightings. They're actually pretty nice, very low draw. Let's go ahead and take a look over here. We've got our solar panel hooked up, currently at 12.7 volts. on the battery. It is charging, and we're currently running lighting right now. So like I said, these buses over here, we can hook up additional DC equipment right into that, or if it's an AC, we can just turn on our AC, our inverter, and we can run it from there. Swing the camera in, showing that everything is turning on. One of the things I will have to do is I will need to make ventilation holes. So this thing does have a fan and everything, so we need ventilation holes to make sure that everything stays nice and cool in the system. This is a big unit. We can always trim that down to a smaller size. Probably just a 1,000-watt inverter is all he's going to need out in the field, so that might change. But the additional room, I can definitely put up to 3 more of these 100 amp hour batteries in this system. And they are, building it yourself is a fraction of a cost of actual solar generators, those portable solar generators. You can build it yourself, all right? So it's not real hard. Just think DC current, and maybe we should do a tutorial later on every piece and wire that goes involved with these systems. So yeah, I freaking love it. This thing here, it's lightweight. The battery's lightweight. Again, that is the OKMO. They do have so many different style of battery sizes and stuff, guys. You can definitely check them out. They got a little profile. They got 200 amp hour battery setups. They got all kind of different ones. So the website link is in the description, guys. Definitely check them out if you're interested. Like I said, this here is a fraction of the cost. Most of this equipment already had laying around. Inverters, just depends on the size. This one here ran me about 300 bucks years ago, and it's still kicking. Charge controller, I don't know, $30. Buses, maybe $5. Wiring is probably the most expensive thing, getting the correct wiring gauges and stuff like that. But I would say all in all, the complete build, roughly $500, okay? That's including battery, that large inverter, charge controller, and the solar panel set I've got hooked up on it right now. I mean, you can get solar panels for like, shoot, they're like 70 bucks for 100 watts now. So they're actually going down in prices. Amazing price on the LiPo4 battery from OKMO. So since technology's been changing and people get more used to the idea of it, prices are getting better. So guys, that is that. Again, OKMO, freaking awesome product. I love it. I do like the carrying handles. Yeah, those are nice, especially when you're trying to fit everything in to a tight area. Guys, if you are interested in building your own system, I mean, guys, this thing here, because they're lightweight, lithium-ion LiPo4 batteries last a very long time. You just build your own solar grid. I mean, even at your home, having a standalone system, something that you can go outside, hook up whenever you need to, you know, have an alternative power. It's probably one of the best preps I've ever done. Okay, as far as our solar grid, we live in Florida. We deal with hurricanes, natural disasters all the time. Power grid's constantly going down. I don't worry about it. The reason being, I just go out there and turn on my inverters and hey, I got power coming to my house. It's up to you guys, all right? We have gasoline generators too. We have solar generators. I love having a power grid because you can always add more batteries. You can make it bigger. You can add more solar panels. You can your budget and imagination is the limit, okay, when it comes to using these batteries and building your own grid. All right, guys, appreciate you hanging out with me. So this is going to be a Christmas gift for my buddy at work. I think he's going to love it. We were talking about it. I told him I was going to be working on something for him. And yeah, I think he's going to like this. So again, 100 amp hours is actually 1,280 watt hours is the claim for the battery, 12.8 volts. So that's a lot. You start adding these together. Like I said, I got enough room in there for 2 more. That's 300 watt hours. All right. I mean, 300 amp hours. My apologies. 300 amp hours, that's 12,880 watt hours per battery, times 3 is whatever that number is there, because I'm gonna have to look it up. Yeah, freaking great. Anyway, guys, check them out if you're interested. All right, speak to y'all later.